Welcome back to Cheddar, everyone. Since the coronavirus has spread across America, marketers' approach to earning the attention of both media and consumers has been flipped on its head. Red Havas has just released a report on how advertisers are adapting to these strange times. And joining me now is James Wright, who's the global CEO of Red Havas and global chairman of Havas PR Collective. Thanks so much for taking the time, James. How do brands go about recapturing attention at a time like this? Must everything be through a coronavirus lens right now?
Yes, I believe so. Pretty much every single piece of communication that our clients are putting out right now is related through the lens of the pandemic. So, really need to be very conscious of what your consumer, what your audience is looking for right now from your organization, from your brand. So, we're all working through these times. It's uncharted waters, but looking at how we can be more human as brands, thinking about people first rather than product or indeed profit. And I think right now we've got a lot of brands over the last few years who've been talking about that they have purpose beyond profit. This is really being put under pressure right now as essentially kind of obviously their bottom line is being squeezed.
Reading the room is so important for brands. So, how are they adapting and learning how to do that in a time of social distancing?
I think we still have so much access to data points and so much access to the feedback that we get from our social platforms, from all of the research touch points we have as brands and organizations. So we get to understand what is working, what's resonating, and what's not. And I think you're really seeing those brands coming to the fore who are understanding that. They are changing their manufacturing to play a meaningful role in society. You've got brands like Dyson, like Carhartt, like LL Bean, who have changed their manufacturing to help produce life-saving equipment. You've got airlines providing free flights for healthcare workers. You've got hotels also providing accommodation for essential workers too. And those kind of brands that are understanding the role that they can play, I think that is going to pay off for them in a really big way down the line as people recognize the trust and the role in which that they played during the last couple of months so far and into the future as this continues.
Well, so we've seen a lot of commercials lately, themes of we're all in this together. Now, is this the main message that brands are trying to get out right now? And how they do this correctly, especially given that they had leaned into so many influencer profiles, so many celebrities that they had worked with in the past? And if a lot of us at home are sitting back and watching celebrities saying we're all in this together, I'm like, you know what? I'm in this from my studio apartment in Brooklyn while I think you have a pool in the background.
Yeah, I think you've got to read the room. You mentioned that earlier. It's exactly right. The art of tact has never been so crucial for brands and organizations as they're pushing communications out. So they've got to find that right sweet spot for what is going to work and what is going to resonate with their audience. And we are finding that the brands are getting it wrong. McDonald's produced an advert in Brazil where they pulled their arches apart to talk to essentially promote the art of social distancing, to encourage people to social distance. And the sort of spirit of that concept was around togetherness. At the same time that they were under fire for not paying workers or asking people to take unpaid leave, etc. So I think it's very important that what you're doing in your communication is very much backed up with what you're doing as an organization, how you're supporting your workforce, how you're supporting your communities, and also the consumers that are buying your products.
I believe the Alphabet earnings call has actually just started. And one of the headlines that just came out is that Alphabet's CEO is saying that some ad launches have been delayed as the impact of COVID-19 became clear. Now, whether that is brands selecting to do that or whether they are choosing a decision for financial reasons or because it's clear that the ads would not have read the room very well, what are advertising budgets to do right now as they have significantly taken a hit, and how should these brands adapt?
So we're seeing a lot of our clients move work into the second half of the year and even into 2021. And if you've got um, a lot of money riding on a particular product launch that right now is not going to go down particularly well, or indeed actually just won't perform well because people are watching the dollars and they're spending that mostly on the essential items that they need for their home, then clearly that being pushed back into the second half of the year is the smart play right now, and coming back into the market with that product when the market has turned. Certainly when we've come out of lockdown and people are feeling a little bit more comfortable about their own financial situation. But it's a moving beast, and every brand and organization has to make their own call with this. But certainly, we're seeing advertising dollars being moved into you know public information campaigns around how their brand is playing a role. But certainly it's been reduced considerably, and I think that as we come out of lockdown, hopefully in the next few months, we will see that kind of return more to pushing the products and services that you would traditionally see them pushing.
And the role of social media. When we were coming out of the 2008 financial crisis, marketers leaned on social media as a means to go after cheaper views, impressions for some of the advertising campaigns that they wanted to run. And that kind of shifted the attention towards social media and the new type of marketing vehicle that advertisers could use, marketers could use. What do you suspect that role of social media will play in this new normal?
I think human social experience is now so important through social media, seeing brands really take a much more measured and perhaps sophisticated approach to social media. Indeed, Coca-Cola told all of its followers, it's one of the biggest kind of brands on social channels, that we will see a very different Coca-Cola in the coming months, and that's exactly what you've seen, a very desophisticated level of content that's coming through. No longer are brands looking for that perfectly polished video or image, but more actually, again, how they are providing reassuring information at a time when people feel very, frightened about what's happening. Indeed, actually, Twitter just undertook a survey where they found that 89% of their followers believe that brands should be playing a crucial and reliable role in providing accurate information right now. So I think what we are seeing is a bit of a resetting and a back to basics on social media that may well continue for a number of months. And indeed, I think this whole idea of a human voice coming through really strongly in your social conversation, in your social content, I think that's here to stay.
All right, James Wright, Global CEO of Red Havas and the Global Chairman of Havas PR Collective. Thank you so much for joining us here today. We certainly appreciate it.